Look at how disgusting it is. I think I'm gonna be sick. This is Attack of the Clones, where I compare this legit Casio watch to some cheap knockoffs. And as a bonus, I'm even going to be testing whether the internal module of this genuine Casio is compatible to mix and match with these clones, so stick around to the end. The Casio F-91W is worn by people from all walks of life, ranging from Obama to Osama. And this watch cost me just $25 on Amazon, and I love wearing it. If you saw my recent collection update video, which is here if you missed it, you'll have noticed that my backlog of watches to review is getting out of control. So I want to take some of them out of the way. The first clone we're going to open is this SKMEI 1412, and I've got high hopes for the SKMEI as I've grown to trust the brand. I paid $12 for the SKMEI, so let's see what it's all about. It is 5 ATM of water resistance, which is fantastic, and the actual watch itself, ooh, a little bit grubby. Maybe it's got a screen protector on. Oh, here we go. Yes, I knew it. There's no way it had all that actual grease on it. Okay, that looks much better. Okay, so there it is. Now, look at that. Can you already see at the top of the lens there, there's almost those dents there. Did my nail really do that when I was trying to take off the screen protector? Because if so, that is very disappointing. All right, now here they are side by side. So straight away, look at the difference in the plastic on the straps. It's actually a little bit more springy than the genuine. Over to the case back, you'll note that we have the same push pin removal system for taking it out. Although look, it looks like the pin's a little bit smaller on the SKMEI. And on the case back, you'll see that the genuine is just water resistant, but this one is all the way up to 5 ATM, which is really quite impressive. Now, we all know the functionality of a normal F91. We've got an alarm, a single one, a stopwatch, and we can change the time. That's literally it. So what about the functionality of this SKMEI? So we have our home time, an alarm, which, yep, we've got the same hourly signal, etc. We've also got, wait, are you shitting me? Alarm, that's it. Oh, we do have a stopwatch, yep. Okay, what else do we have? That's it. So same functionality, all right? Okay, so let's do an LCD test of both. There we go. And what about the SKMEI? Have they copied that LCD? Oh, hang on. There we go. Any differences there? Looks basically the same. Let me know if you see any differences. So let's get the SKMEI on for a wrist check, and we'll also do a backlight test at the same time. So we're going to take off our Casio Duro with our awesome lens and strap mods. A fantastic video if you missed that one. So there it is. It really looks quite nice in terms of its size. I really do like the shiny blue color here. One of the main reasons I chose this one. And in terms of comfort, to be honest, I can't really tell the difference between the normal F-91W, so about on the same playing field there. Now, everyone knows the F-91W has a crappy backlight. Let's just verify that quickly. Okay, look at that. Very, very minimal. Okay, so now let's have a look at the SKMEI. Here we go. Oh my God. That is crystal clear. A massive, massive improvement over the F91. I am really delighted to see that from SKMEI. By the way, guys, to combat the crappy backlight of the F91, I have purchased this little light diffuser on Etsy. So we're not going to install it today, but I will quickly show it to you. And I want to make sure that you are subscribed so you don't miss it when this one goes live. There it is. Doesn't look like much, but we are going to install that and hopefully improve that backlight. But now it's time to move on to our next clone. Now, guys, I haven't even opened this thing, but I can already tell just by looking at it that it is dreadful, all right? Let's go in for a closer look, but this thing cost me less than $5 Australian, so keep that in mind. Oh, God. Look at this. Oh, come on. They haven't even cut the plastic right there. These straps feel really strange. Like, look at that. Look at that. There's no spring to them. Really does feel different. Looking on the case back, look at that. Completely blank, absolutely no stats or water resistance specified. You can see more flashing from the mold on the straps there. No indication of a push pin removal, although they've copied the F91, so I guess it is. And then on the front, this is where it is the most dreadful. Oh, guys, I feel physically ill. Just look at this lens. Look at how disgusting it is. I think I'm going to be sick. We've got glue oozing out from the top and the bottom. The paper behind the lens is just crooked. The whole thing just looks absolutely abysmal. Look at the difference in screen clarity. You can't see anything in the background of the original, and look at all these dirty, broken LCD segments that you can see even straight on with the fake. And this fake has the balls to call itself an F-91W, pretending to be an original. Absolutely abhorrent. Man, I don't even want to put this on for a wrist check, but here we go. Man, what is this? What is this? God. Ugh. I feel utterly ashamed to have this on my wrist. Now this is where it could get interesting. A backlight test. Again, for reference, the original F91, you know how it is. Let's try with this disgraceful clone. Have they at least improved the backlight? What? That is even worse than an... Look, it's shining forward. That's not lighting up the screen. In my unboxing video for this genuine F91W, I taught you all of the ways to tell if you're holding a real Casio or a cheap fake. And that one's definitely worth watching if you missed it. One of the ways you can tell is with the little U symbol there, which is very subtle on a Casio. Check out the fake. Look at this monstrously hefty U there that they've put in an attempt to look legit. You ain't fooling anyone. Bubble says ram the like button if you're enjoying the video so far, because today is her birthday. Isn't it, Bubble? Poor. Good girl. Just imagine if I'd have allowed us to vote on this and it somehow won the Watch of the Week poll. I don't think I could survive wearing this for 7 days. Blah. And speaking of getting a crappy watch out of the way, it's time to have a quick look at this Synoke. I really can already tell that this thing is pretty crappy, but let's bust into it. So here it is. Now, keep in mind, this thing cost me literally $3. So what does Synoke have to offer? Now, if you'll remember my SKMEI 1988 review, you'll know how much I hate this generic sport text on the top. But with this Synoke, it's not even engraved. It is simply just printed on there. And look at that. Is that already peeling off? I wouldn't be surprised if I could just scratch it away, to be fair. But anyway, the actual watch itself... Look at that, there's dirty plastic molding on the inside of the bezel that we've just pulled out. Yeah, really just an unimpressive... What is that? What is this? Yeah, I just really dislike this watch. It just looks super cheap. Regrettably, I will get it on for a wrist check. Here we go. There it is. Not a fan. Not a fan. The buckle is very low quality as well. Look at all those horizontal lines where it's just been cut out of the sheet. And then this little latch doesn't actually align with that notch properly either. For some reason, the bezel isn't even assembled properly. Look at that great big gap here at this side. There's not one on that side. It's pressed... Oh, hang on. Yeah, there is a bit. But I wonder if we can press that together. Oh, the whole... I don't know if you heard that, but this thing wasn't even clicked in. Having a scroll through the functions, that's the alarm, obviously. Okay, there's a little alarm signal there. But other than that, it's kind of unclear what is this the home time? Or is this the home time? I actually can't even tell. I have no idea what's going on. Okay, let's test the backlight. Oh, there you go. At least they've done something right. So, out of the clones, I would say that these two are absolute binners. I would never wear these watches again. But this SKMEI one is a winner, and I look forward to wearing it in the future. If you want to get your hands on a genuine Casio F-91W or the alternative with a cool backlight, the SKMEI, which is about half the price, I'll leave links for you in the description below. Oh, and if you for some reason want to get either of these dud clones, I guess I'll leave those down there too. Ram that like button because now it's time for the bonus where we open up all of these watches and see if their modules are compatible. Let's get into it. Very interesting. I have not seen a module look like that before. There is our SKMEI module. Look at that. And here's the inside of the watch where you can see how they have done all of the printing and lettering on that lens. Let's now open the dud and see what the difference is. There is a lot of pressure trying to push this up. Look at that. So let's take this generic case back off. Interesting. Oh, look, there is absolutely no gasket. No rubber gasket whatsoever around the edge here, as you saw me remove from the SKMEI. To be honest, I'm kind of relieved because I don't even want to put that gasket in here and risk confusing it with the SKMEI. Wait a minute. There's literally, do you see that? There is literally a screw in here. You see that? Did that fall in from... Hang on, how many do we have here? Did that fall in from me? No, it didn't. There is somehow an extra screw in here. Come on. Well, we've got 5 screws there now. Whatever. Let's get this module out. There it is. Okay, and looking on the inside there. All right, let's take our SKMEI module and try and put that into this absolute dud. Nah. Do you know what? That does not want to fit, and I am not going to force it. But let's see if the SKMEI can take the dud module. Oh, that's a tight fit, but in she goes. Ugh. Okay. All right, whatever. To be honest, guys, the one that I really want to find out is whether this SKMEI module with this epic backlight can fit into the genuine F-91. Now see how the genuine gasket has got a lot of flatness to it, and it has these sort of lips that come down as well to sit properly. There's no way we'll get those confused. Oh, uh-oh. We will have a look at the back here of the actual modules. Genuine, SKMEI, dud. Now let's try putting this SKMEI module into the F-91W. It won't fit, and I can tell you why. See these little bumps on the edge of the module there? I'd be willing to bet that the genuine does not have those. See? They've added those bumps knowing that you would not be able to put it in a genuine F-91. I don't know why they would have done that, but let's have a look at the housing here. We should see the corresponding bumps. No? Okay, maybe it's just a spacing thing. You know, we could actually sand those or file those down if we really wanted it to fit, but to be honest, guys, I just don't think it's worth the effort. Ram the like button if you've enjoyed that bonus, and while you're down there, let me know what's the worst quality watch that you've ever owned. I'd love to hear your story. I'm getting rid of these two, you won't see those again, but as for this SKMEI, I actually quite like it, and next time I do a collection update, this thing will have a spot in my watch box. Oh yeah. Here's some more great content for you to watch next, and here's a link to our Facebook page. Come and drop us a like. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next review.